Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Brianna B, and I am back with another makeup tutorial today. Now, as you guys can see from the title, I decided to do a Valentine's Day look this year for the year 2026. So 2026, like, what is given for the girlies? Like, is it given soft, simple, or like we're going all in? For me, it's given soft, simple. Like, I'm not about to complicate everything. I'm just, you know what I mean? So I'm just going with the flow type shit. So basically, I'm gonna be doing a simple eyeshadow tutorial using only my Aina palette. Now the Aina palette eat up, like, the girls that know, like, absolutely chef kiss. Like, all the colors in this palette complement the dark skin girlies absolutely. Like, I'm just totally obsessed with this palette because one thing for sure, when this palette first dropped, it got me through a lot of my makeup videos with all the complementary colors to the dark skin ladies out here. So if you don't have this Aina palette, I would highly suggest that you grab this palette. It could be for your everyday look and your everyday go out look. I just really love this palette a lot. With that being said, let's just get into doing the eyeshadow look. So for me, I'm gonna prep my eyes, and I'm gonna prep my eyes using Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Butterscotch. You already know this is full coverage, and the reason why I'm putting this eyeshadow on my eye today is because I want it to pop. You know what I mean? I want the colors to pop as much as possible. And with this concealer, I'm just going to use this to set my my eyes for my eyeshadow. Using a shade that's 3 shades lighter than you is really highly recommended with this eyeshadow look, because we do want the colors to pop. But the reason why I'm not going too bright with my concealer is because we don't need it to pop as much, but we just need it to show. So this is why I am going to use a shade 3 shades lighter than my actual skin tone. And I'm just gonna tap a little bit of that on my eyelid. And we're going to just press that concealer in, make sure that we're blending that out evenly into our eyelid. Okay, so now that the base for our eyeshadow is set, I am going to start going in using my colors from my eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to be using a nice fluffy brush. And this fluffy brush, I'm going to start off with this shade called Credit from the palette. It's a dark brown, chocolatey brown. It's so pretty, like really pretty. So I'm going to start by just putting that into my crease area. And I'm going to move my hands, right? I'm going to make sure I'm using the brush and I'm rotating it like in circular motion, because when I do this motion with the brush, it is applying the eyeshadow. How can I explain it? It's like making the eyeshadow already go down smoothly and not too harsh in one spot. So when I do like a circular motion with the brush, it's blending it out already, creating that diffusion with the eyeshadow. I would say, like, it's really like diffusing it, you know what I mean? So when you do those circular motions, it's already helping you blend out that eyeshadow without patting it, making that color be so bold on the eye. Okay, so this is how that brown is looking on the eyes. Really nice, really simple, you know what I mean? So that's just like the base color. That's like our transition color. But I am gonna like soften that out a little bit. I'm gonna go in and use this shade called Ginger, which is like a light brown in the palette. And I'm just gonna place that right on top, just at the top part of it, like not on every part, but just like this part, so that that part right here won't look so harsh. So just go in there and just do the same buffering motion, just so that it could just look more pleasant and more soft on the eyes. And I'm using that same brush that I used to apply that brown. And I'm just mixing those colors together now and just applying it there so it could just look less harsh on the outer parts of the eyes. It's this shade called Edges in that palette. That's like a burnt orange. I didn't intend to use this shade, but I think that it's gonna give it more of a reddish tone to complement this Wiggly's color that I'm gonna be using in the palette. So it's like a nice red shimmer that I'm gonna apply on top of my eyes. So I just decided that I want to just go in with Wiggly's with the same brush just to kind of add a little red tint to the rest of the eye. It's not too much because you don't want it to look orange, so just like a little bit. So I'm going to spray my brush. One of my brushes is a clean brush. I'm going to take this brush and spray it with my setting spray so that I can pick up that shimmer color within the Aina palette to apply that to both of my lids. So you're just going to just spray it like 1, 2, because you don't want it to be too moist, because then it's going to start looking like too much, you know. It's going, I don't know, just 2 sprays just is good for the look, okay? And then you're just gonna tap into that color. You're gonna really you want to pick up that color a lot, so you're gonna really like dig in there. You understand what I mean? And then you're just gonna wipe that color right across the eyes. Just try to pack that up there as much as possible, because this is right here just a simple look, y'all. We're not gonna complicate anything when it's time to go out for Valentine's Day. You're just gonna make it look really good. It's got like a soft statement basically. Now going in with that same eyeshadow brush that you used, you're not going to add any more product. You're just going to go right over it to make sure that it's like this red shade is blending with the red. And if you need to pick up any more extra product to do that, then do so. However, I just feel like I don't really need to right now at this moment. But if you do, just definitely dig in. The shade that I would recommend to pick up would be Credit, which is that dark brown, and add it to your face. Add it to your eyes. And you're just gonna fan it out because you want it to look like a ombre kind of feel at the end, like it's feathered in. That's basically it for the eyes. Like, that was so simple. It wasn't complicated. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna start by prepping my skin, and I'm going to be going in with my e.l.f. primer. Okay, so now I'm gonna put my foundation on. And today's foundation that we're going to be using is my personal fave Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in the shade 6N2. And as I am applying this product, I'm going to make sure that I'm avoiding putting any of this product underneath my eyes, because when I do put my concealer on, I do not want it to look like I have a lot of product underneath my eyes. Well, it's actually going to look like you have a lot of product underneath your eyes. So try to really avoid putting that underneath your eye as much as possible. Now, if you are somebody that doesn't mind putting it underneath your eyes, or if you have like hyperpigmentation, like dark circles underneath your eyes, I will recommend using a color corrector rather than putting the foundation, or just kind of go in with multiple shades of concealer so that it could complement the look a lot better without it looking like you have a lot of kicked up makeup on you. Now I'm going to go into applying my concealer. And the first concealer that I'm going to be using is my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I'm going to start by applying this color on the outer parts of my eyes. Then I'm gonna go into using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Butterscotch. I'm gonna apply that shade right next to that maple color, but focusing it only really in the middle. And now I'm gonna go in with the shade Cookie and apply that into my inner corner. Now I'm gonna go back in with the shade Maple and I'm gonna apply that shade to my highlight areas also, which would be my forehead, the top of my lip, and here. And I'm only gonna just add a little bit on my chin. Now I'm gonna go into using my Makeup by Mario contour palette in the shade Deep Dark. Dark Deep, sorry. Same thing, right? No. But yeah, as you guys know, I like to not place it on my face. I like to just brush it against the contour like this and then apply it to my contour area. Now I'm gonna go in and apply my blush from Rare Beauty in the shade Love.
So at this point, my mic was really messing up. I didn't know that it had a lot of static going on. However, the show doesn't stop. So I'm going to be doing a voiceover and I really am upset because I wanted this to be like a really full detailed kind of video. But as you can see right now, I am blending in my blush and I'm using this brush from Real Technique to blend that out. Now I am just blending out my concealer in all the places that I applied it, which would be my under eye, my forehead, the top of my lip, and my chin. Now I'm using the same brush that I used for my blush to blend out the harsh line between my under eye and where I place my blush. Now you can see this harsh line between the contour blush and the highlighted areas. I like to go in with my contour and place that right on top of that bold line, and that's just diffusing the product and making sure that it's giving more of a blended look and no harsh lines. Now using this puffer, I'm going to just continue to blend out that eyeshadow and make sure that it is lifting up some of the product while also blending in everything. You just want to make sure, even though you're going with a brush, that you are going in with like a beauty blender or a puffer to make sure everything is seamless. Now I'm going in with my one size translucent powder and I'm just setting my highlighted areas, which is my forehead, underneath my eyes, chin, and top of lip. Now going in with my True Complexion contour palette from Black Radiance, I'm going to touch back up the places that I applied my contour. Going in with my Juvia's Place Blush Volume 1 palette, I'm going to just touch back up my blush, making sure that it still pops on the face. Now I'm going in with my Sephora Pressed Powder in the shade 60 to touch up my foundation. Now I am just doing the finished touches to the look. I'm just doing my eyes, then I'm going to do my lip combo and everything just to kind of bring the look together. However, all products that I have used in this video will be listed down in the description box, and I'll also leave my Amazon storefront so you guys can have a direct link to all these products. And this is the final look for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you have gotten this far, let's not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and see you all in my next YouTube video.